Hello, how is everyone doing? This is Speg, and welcome to part 2 in my Halo 3 Legendary walkthrough. So in the previous chapter, we landed on Earth, shook the dust off our boots, rescued some Marines as we fought off some grunts, jackals, and brutes, and we waited for an extraction to get us out of the jungle. So in today's video, we're going to pick up from that point with Crow's Nest.
Sorry for the tight squeeze. Tell the commander her ace is in the hole.
Hey, check it out. No way. A Spartan?
For real. You better not be.
Oh man, he's here. We're gonna be
Where
all
did you
right.
find him?
Napping, out back.
I'll bet. It's good to see you, Chief.
Likewise, ma'am.
Let's get you up to speed. The Prophet of Truth's ships breached the lunar perimeter, smashed what was left of the home fleet. Terrestrial casualties from the subsequent bombardment were extreme. Truth could have landed anywhere, but he committed all his forces here, East Africa, the ruins of New Mombasa. Then they started digging.
What about Halo?
We stopped it, but only temporarily. Now the Prophet of Truth is looking for something called the Ark, where he'll be able to fire all the Halo rings. If he succeeds, humanity, the Covenant, every sentient being in the galaxy.
The rings will kill us all.
Ma'am, I have Lord Hood.
Patch him through.
Good news, Commander Keyes?
Good as it gets, sir.
So I see. What's your status, son?
Green, sir.
Glad to hear it. Commander's come up with a good plan, but without you, I wasn't sure we could pull it off.
Truth's ships are clustered above the excavation site, and his infantry has deployed anti-aircraft batteries around the perimeter. But if we neutralize one of the batteries, punch a hole in Truth's defenses...
I'll initiate a low-level strike. Hit him right where it hurts. I only have a handful of ships, Master Chief. It's a big risk, but I'm confident.
Hell, not again.
Emergency generators, now!
Shielding failed. They're down and charging.
As soon as they're up, re-establish contact with Lord Hood. Let him know...
All of you vermin, cowering in the dirt, thinking, what, I wonder, that you might escape the coming fire? No, your world will burn until its surface is but glass, and not even your demon will live to creep, blackened from its hole to mar the reflection of our passage, the culmination of our journey. For your destruction is the will of the gods, and I am their instrument.
Cocky bastard just loves to run his mouth.
Does he usually mention me?
Give the order, we're closing shop.
Ma'am,
We're about to get hit.
all personnel.
They're wounded.
defense code Alpha
We're
1,
getting all of
prepare
them
for
out.
Immediate
I'll
evacuation.
have to carry him myself.
Ma'am, squad leaders are requesting a rally point. Where should they go?
To war.
We just lost the perimeter cameras.
Motion trackers?
They're down or we're not receiving. Can't tell.
Any of our birds squawking?
No, ma'am. Wait, Overwatch has contacts. Phantoms closing on our position.
Any birds less than 5 minutes out? Bring them in. Tell everything else to scatter.
Aye, aye.
Never thought we'd have this many wounded.
Pelicans are gonna take extra time to load.
We knew they'd find us eventually. But we have a plan. Let's make it happen.
Let's get out there!
Arbiter and I will guard the op center. Don't worry about the commander, Chief. I got her. But the Marines downstairs could use your help.
Follow me, sir.
Perimeter's this way.
Come on, sir. I'll show you the way. The base was built for some 20th century war. It's full of old tech, like these door controls.
Get those turrets up! Watch your fields of fire! Point of entry, best assessment!
Hangar, Sergeant.
Agreed. Master Chief, get there!
We're with you, Chief.
Yeah, get some.
Squad guard in the hangar's real short-handed, Chief.
Chief? Good. This channel is secure. My fire teams are spread thin. We can't hold out forever. I need that hangar cleared for evac ASAP.
Okay, so hopefully when you get started with this level, you picked up a battle rifle off of one of the weapons lockers. Heading down this long corridor, there's going to be a lot of grunts, mixed with a few jackals. At the very end of it all, there is a brute leader equipped with a brute shot. So with this brute, if I don't use a plasma combo, what I'll do instead is swap out to the assault rifle, tear up his armor, then switch to the battle rifle to finish off with a headshot. In the side passage heading to the hangar, there's going to be a few more grunts, as well as 4 jackal marksmen. A well-placed grenade will do quite a bit of damage against this group, but if that doesn't work out, then swap out to a headshot capable weapon. When you come into the hangar, there are going to be a few enemies making their way up to the command deck. Take them out first before you target the ones that are on the lower deck. In this little spot, there's going to be a few deployable covers. Set up a couple of them, especially one in front of the turret you're going to hop on. The reason I like to do this is so that I have something to soak up damage from the front turret on the Phantoms that come into the hangar. I would say the first wave is probably the hardest because you have 2 Phantoms deploying squads. If you decide to use the turret on enemies that are quite a decent range away from your position, I would just tap the trigger and lay down more accurate fire against those enemies. Once you've destroyed the turret on the final Phantom, you can rip off the turret from its stand and then charge in down below.
Chief, op center, double time. The brutes are pressing hard.
Now, if you need to collect more ammo for the bow rifle, there is a weapons locker in the command center in the hangar.
Hey, you hear that?
Yeah, and I don't like it.
Attention. Hostiles reported outside the barracks.
Following, sir.
Barracks are under attack. All available combat teams respond. Anyone in the barracks, I need a sit rep now.
Sir, this way!
Look! Coming out of the vents!
So a really good tip for dealing with the drones in this room, if you grabbed a deployable cover from the hangar and brought it all the way up to this point, you can set it up in front of this turret and unleash all damage against these drones. What's great about this is that you can fire through the cover, but the enemies will not be able to unless they disable the cover first.
If I try to hook up a timer, it might go off all by itself.
Johnson. You might want to put that out. Chief, have a look. A little going-away gift for the Covenant. We've linked it to smaller charges throughout the base. Johnson, soon as the evacuation is complete, start the timer.
Understood.
Good luck, everyone. See you on the last Pelican out.
Follow me, Chief. Brutes have taken the barracks. Marines are trapped inside. Those apes ain't much for mercy, Chief. We both know what they do to prisoners. Get to the barracks. Save those men. Then escort them to the landing pad for evac.
A fresh scent must be close. Spread out. Track it down.
Alright, so coming into this area in the mortar pool, you'll have a large encounter against a number of brutes. One of those brutes happens to be a brute chieftain. So I like to get the jump on these brutes, land a grenade or two on some of the enemies while they have their backs turned. Otherwise, once you get their attention, fall back into one of these hiding areas near the weapons lockers. When you kill enough enemies in the initial pack, 4 more will come through the door ahead where we need to go through. A couple of these brutes will have carbines, so be very watchful against them. Eventually, the chieftain will charge when you knock out a certain number of brutes in the room. With this guy, you can try to land a back smack on him before he uses his invincibility, but if that doesn't work out, then the next best strategy is to plasma combo him. Not nearly effective, but it'll get the job done. When you're all done, you can pick up a gravity hammer in the room from the chieftain and make sure to stock up on any grenades or ammo. So in this ventilation area, there are going to be a few drones that are moving across the room. Sometimes you might trigger their attention, so it's best to try to kill them before they get out.
The prophets use you like they used me. Reject their lives. Rebel, or all your hives will perish. Spartan, the brutes have taken your soldiers. As prisoners or meat for their bellies, I do not know. In case some yet live, let us be careful when we shoot.
So moving into the barracks, you'll have, again, a large number of brutes that are going to target some of the Marines. There's some scripted events where they'll pick them up from the ground and you'll have a chance to either rescue them, but if you wait around too long, the Marines will die. Now, using the bow rifle isn't the most efficient way to kill the brutes, but it'll do enough since there is a lot of ammo for the weapon. If you see any brutes from range, just use the bow rifle to unload on them and get a headshot. If you're lucky, the Arbiter will move ahead and do some damage for you, so that way you can land some easy headshots. And that was a really good stick. So at the end of this all, there is going to be a chieftain with a plasma turret. This is where I like to use the invincibility so that I can go right in and deal with him first. Or at least make him an initial target.
Did all we could. Let us move the survivors up to the hangar. There is a lift outside.
At this time, stock up the Marines with bow rifles or carbines. You should have just enough weapons to do that. So in total, you can rescue up to 7 Marines, but it looks like on this attempt I managed to get 6 of them. One of them happened to die early, so that was unfortunate. But I can still make good with this group.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You got it, Chief.
When you're all done equipping the Marines, make sure to grab a bow rifle for yourself and collect as much ammo as you can for it. As an optional choice, you can take the plasma turret from the chieftain if you really want to. Definitely not required.
Commander, we lost the ops center. Brutes attacked in force. Couldn't hold them off. We're falling back to the hangar. But don't wait for us.
What should I do, ma'am?
Hold position. I'm not leaving without him.
Ma'am, I've got movement above envelope. Brutes. They've got jump pads.
They're going after the thrusters. Shake them off, Lieutenant.
Okay, so with the brutes in this area, you can use the plasma turret you brought along for this battle and use it to pretty much kill all these enemies, even while they're at full health. After the first 3 are down, 4 more will jump down from above near this command center. On occasion, one of those brutes may set up a trip mine, and another brute, or maybe that same brute, will walk over it. If that happens, then those brutes will blow up and you won't have to fight up any of them. A few more brutes will come through this door as well. At this point, you could use the gravity hammer and approach them. And it turns out one brute managed to get stuck up here.
Brutes. In the ops center. They disarmed the bomb. Sorry, Commander, there were too many. Even for me.
Chief, get back to the ops center. Kill those brutes. Rearm the bomb. I've got to get these men out of here. But I'll radio with another exit. Good luck.
Alright, so once those Marines are extracted from the area, you can collect some ammo from any of the weapons lockers and pick up grenades if you have to, and then proceed along this path.
You will be the protectors of Earth and all her colonies.
After you open this door, make sure to headshot that grunt before he turns and fire his turret at you. These jackals can be a little annoying, so if you have to use a grenade to try to stun them or get them to jump out of the way, I would definitely do so. Before getting around this corner, definitely set off those explosives before targeting any grunts or jackals. There are a couple more turrets in your path, so instead of destroying them, kill the grunts that jump on those turrets, and they'll continue to do so if they're left empty.
Chief, follow the service tunnel to the motor pool.
There are 2 more turrets ahead in the mortar pool, so again, try to target them from range instead of trying to rush in and take them down. From this distance, they normally won't have much of a chance to fire on you. Now, taking a page out of my Halo 2 guide, with these snipers ahead, just get behind a crate where you can stick your head out just far enough where you can headshot these jackals, rather than them managing to land any shots on you. Typically, these jackals will go for body shots and not headshots, so that's something to remember anytime you come across them in the game. Head up to that balcony and then secure the best beam rifle that you can find. You won't have to come back there for another one.
We have taken their command center.
Have you discovered how they plan to stop me?
Not as yet, noble prophet.
Find me what I need to know, or your place on the path is forfeit. Tell me you understand.
Yes, Holy One, it shall be done. Have the drones scour these machines. Find out what these heathens know about the Ark!
Okay, so for this room, we got a chieftain now equipped with a fuel rod cannon. With this guy, if you picked up the cloaking from the extraction point earlier in the command center of that area, you can run up to that chieftain and assassinate him. Even if he turns like that, you should still be able to kill him before he knows where you are. And then what you can do from up here, you can kill the brute on the turret and target the remaining enemies behind you.
Hit the switch, Chief. Arm that bomb.
That did it, Chief. Bomb's armed.
We got your exit. A service elevator in the hangar. Head downstairs, cut through the caves.
Now this final stretch is pretty straightforward, not too difficult. What you want to do is target any of the enemies that are going to fire on you before going after the grunts that are fleeing combat. In the caves, you'll only have 2 jackal marksmen that will be a big threat to you. The grunts will continue to run around even if you run up close to them. Maybe you'll get 1 or 2 that'll actually fire on you.
There will be a great deal of hardship on the road ahead.
Again, another optional tactic that I'll bring up here is you grab the fuel rod cannon off the chieftain, you can target the drones that are flying by in this long corridor that we started the mission from. After that, clean up the remaining grunts.
You will become the best we can make you.
So back in the hangar we are. This is where the mission will finally reach its end. Target the grunts that are up on this platform just like you did in the initial battle. And then go after the enemies that are on the lower decks.
There isn't much time, Chief. Find that elevator.
When it's all said and done, hop in the elevator and that will complete the level.
This place will become your own. This place will become your tomb.
And that will do it for part 2 with the Crow's Nest level. Definitely I would say this is one of the more fun levels in the game. It's not a incredibly difficult mission, not a lot of super difficult engagements. Here and there you might have some trouble. One of the more difficult parts might be handling the large wave of drones in your first encounter, along with the Brute Chieftain and his minions in the subsequent battle. Other than that, it's not a super troubling level. I've had a lot of fun trying to come up with tactics for this mission. Definitely possible to rescue a lot of Marines, kind of like the first mission. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this guide. Thank you all for tuning in on this video. If you want to check out any other guides on the channel, just click the links at the end of the video or go to the channel and you can scroll to find whichever videos pertaining to this game or some of the other games I've done up to this point. I will catch you in the next episode.